Man, 28-3. 28-3. The New York Browns lose to the Philadelphia Eagles 28-3. The New York Browns. We are the New York Browns. There's a lot of fingers. There are a lot of people to point at fingers. There are a lot of fingers. I got enough. I don't know if I got enough fingers to do enough pointing at what's going on with the New York Giants right now, man. But I'm tired of it. First thing I will say is this. I was fooled. Guess what? And not even that I was fooled. This game started out with 7 straight punts. 7 punts between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. 7 straight punts. The defense was doing what they were supposed to do. Doing what they needed to do. What's the job for the offense? To score points. That's what the job is. The defense is to stop the offense that they're playing against and get their offense the ball back. That's the job of the defense, and the defense did that. 4 straight times they did that. Gave the ball back to the offense, and the offense did nothing with it. And you can't survive playing football like that. It wasn't complimentary football at all. So I'm mad at a lot of people. I'm mad at this offense. I'm mad at Daniel Jones. I'm mad at the Joshua Ezeudu situation. I'm mad at Brian Daboll. For 2 weeks straight, he went into the same offensive bag. The same bag. The same exact thing that we did against the Cincinnati Bengals, you did that against the Philadelphia Eagles offensively. You started the game off, very first play of the game, 12 personnel. I saw the 2 tight ends. It was a dead giveaway when I saw Manhurts in the huddle. I said, "Oh, they're going double tights." No, it's just 12 personnel. And let me ask you a question. If the New York Giants are going double tights and they decide to only have those tight ends on one side of the ball, so 2 tight ends on one side of the line, which side do you think those 2 tight ends were going to be on? The side where Joshua Ezeudu is taking over for Andrew Thomas, or the side where Jermaine Illuminor is? Which side? If I were to ask you that question. Wrong answer. 12 personnel, double tights on the right side of the line, and then you motion to empty backfield and keep both tight ends still on the right side of the line. But guess what? The play worked because Malik Neighbors got the first down. So it worked, but you still saw the pressure come off the left side. And then what did you do? You got the first down, and then, like Brian Daboll does, because he does not commit to the run game when he should, 3 straight passes again. So we started off the game with 4 straight passes and a punt. Didn't give the running back the ball. The same exact bag as the Cincinnati Bengals. Forget being aggressive, knowing that's Joshua Ezeudu. Maybe the first play of the game for Joshua Ezeudu should be moving forward and run blocking, instead of having him fall back and pass pro. Maybe that's what should have happened. And shout out to the people that were in the post live reaction of the game. One of the people commented that we went into the zone blocking scheme. We got away from duo. I haven't watched the game again. I wasn't paying attention to the blocking scheme, so I need to go back and see that. But if it's true that we got away from duo and went to the zone blocking scheme, which we have been horrible doing, then that's coaching. And I'm looking at Brian Daboll with the side eye. Absolutely. Brian Daboll gets the side eye for this plan. This game plan was trash from the beginning. Trash from the beginning. And for weeks on weeks, people have made the same excuse for Brian Daboll. Well, you know what? His quarterback sucks. What you expect him to do when a quarterback sucks? I expect him to come out with a different game plan than the one that didn't work. When you lose your all-pro tackle and Andrew Thomas, I expect you to do more chip blocking. If you're going into the 12 personnel, which you showed a little bit, but you got away from it. I saw more empty backfield at the beginning of this game than I cared to see. You did not want to establish the run. And then in the third quarter, when you finally wanted to establish the run, it was 17-3 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. When you need to be protecting the time, stopping the clock, you decided, you know what, now I'm going to commit to the run. And then at the end of the first half, when we had to go 2-minute offense and we went up tempo, we go right down the field. Right down the field. Settle for the field goal. And you could have went for it then. What difference does 3 points make when that's the only 3 points you get for the entire game? 28-3, the New York Giants lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. And I haven't even talked about Barkley yet. Oh, Saquon Barkley's return to MetLife. They burning Saquon jerseys on the way in. He mentioned that he saw his jersey being burned on the way in. He had nothing in the first quarter. Saquon Barkley was getting nothing in the first quarter. The defense was doing their job. We had 4 sacks in the first half. The defense was doing their job. But of course, in true Saquon Barkley fashion, he gets a bunch of carries. 1 yard, 2 yard, -1 yard, stopped in the backfield, tackle for loss, 1 yard, 2 yards. And then he breaks a 65-yarder in true Saquon Barkley fashion. But that's not the end. In the third quarter, he breaks it up the middle too. 176 yards and a touchdown for Saquon Barkley on his return to MetLife. And a lot of people will just point fingers at the defense. Defense get their share of blame for sure, but it's not just about the defense. Because if the offense turns those drives into points, those early drives when the defense was doing their job, and it was 3 straight punts for the Philadelphia Eagles. If the offense did their job and just one of those drives and got some points, even with the big plays from Barkley, even with the big touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, at the half, that game should be something like 13-14, maybe 14-10, maybe 21-14. If it was complimentary football, if the offense was doing their job. But no, the offense could not do anything. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's just about Joshua Ezeudu. No, it's not just about Joshua Ezeudu, because there's ways to help Joshua Ezeudu, and he just left him out there to dry. You know what Joshua Ezeudu is. You didn't want to protect Joshua Ezeudu, and ultimately it cost the quarterback some plays too. So when people say, you know, you just can't blame Dable. No, Dable gets some of the blame too, because that was his scheme. Those were his ideas. He decided not to send some guys out there to chip. The double tights, he decided not to do that. And now look at the New York Giants, 2-5, heading to Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football next week. And then back to the Commanders. And then we go to Germany to play the Panthers. And right now, I don't see the next win. I don't see the next win. The hopium is gone. We're fresh out of hopium now. Big, heavy doses of reality. I felt like I got beat up physically, emotionally, mentally beat up right now. And the Giants are doing the beating up. It's not these other teams that are beating me up. It's my own team that is letting me down. But what do we do? What do we need to do? Oh, we need to bench Daniel Jones. Throw Drew Lock in there. I even texted that myself. Not texted. I even tweeted that myself. And guess what we got a chance to do? We got a chance to see Drew Lock in the fourth quarter. We got a chance. They benched, not really benched, but benched Daniel Jones, and they threw Drew Lock in there. Maybe because the game was out of hand. Maybe because you wanted to see what Drew Lock looked like. I saw one thing from Drew Lock. I saw a few things from Drew Lock. I saw him get sacked. I saw him fumble a snap. I saw him fumble, 2 fumbles in the first 2 drives that he had, 2 fumbles. I seen him throw a high ball overthrow a couple of balls. I even saw a deep shot to Hyatt that he just slightly overthrew Hyatt, and then Hyatt ends up getting hurt. And then I go back to the arguments that I've been having with people about Hyatt. And the funny thing is, as soon as Drew Lock is in there, guess who gets a deep shot target and should have made the play? He should have made the play. Jalin Hyatt. Jalin Hyatt. The same guy you said can't get open down the field got a target as soon as another quarterback was throwing the ball. And guess what? That quarterback sucks too. So there goes my other finger pointing at Joe Schoen. Joe Schoen told everybody that he was comfortable with the quarterback room. He told everybody that, to the point where the guys echoed it. Brandon Brown echoed it. Brian Daboll echoed it. Scouts echoed it. Mara echoed it. And I sit back and I think about watching those Hard Knock episodes, seeing Joe Schoen pretty much bet on himself, and he lost. He lost. He bet on himself and lost. He bet that Daniel Jones, he wanted to see Daniel Jones, this is Daniel's year. And how has Daniel's year gone? Now, a lot of people will tell you also, well, you know, he had four solid games. It took Andrew Thomas to be out. I don't want to hear any more excuses. At the end of the day, those 4 games that Daniel Jones played well, how many wins did we have out of those 4 games? 2. 2 games. It's not enough. It's not enough. I went into this game already over Daniel Jones. I left the game, and unfortunately, I'm over with Brian Daboll now too. It's going to take a lot for me to change my mind on Brian Daboll. And I was fighting for Brian Daboll. The continuity. The locker room still has a locker room. Players still believe in him. I don't know what to believe right now. And I haven't seen the post-game presser. I haven't seen the locker room interviews, anything like that yet. And I'll see what happens. But I'm just disgusted with this team right now. Absolutely disgusted with this team. 0-4 at home. 28-3. You give your home fans 3 points. No wins in the 2024 season. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And when I say what are you going to do, I'm talking to John Mara. What are you going to do? Brian Daboll, what are you going to do with this situation too? Joe Schoen, what are you going to do? It's going to be a dog eat dog, and it's going to be a dog eat dog in the office. It's going to be some guys that are friends that are going to be throwing each other under the bus, possibly. I don't see how, if things continue to go the way that they're going, any way that Brian Daboll can save his job in the situation. And now we're talking about Joe Schoen now. Is it possible for Joe Schoen to save his job as well? I don't know. And at the end of all this, Nick Sirianni gets to laugh all the way back to Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley gets to ride out with his head high, and the biggest "I told you so." And we get a big fat L as a Giants fan base. And it is what it is. So I don't know what's going to happen after this. I don't care what's going to happen after this. I just want you guys to fix the issue. And if you can't fix it, John Mara, if they can't fix it, get them out of here. Hit the reset button again. Get them out of here. You do have some building blocks and some players here. It's not like it's going to be a full just blow it up. There are players here that can play. But we need some more, and we need a better system, better drafting, Papa John's. Oh, man, it sucks. It hurts. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm depressed. And I got to laugh to stop from crying. That's what it is to be a New York Giants fan now. You laugh to stop yourself from crying. That's it. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.